What up, and welcome to the Beneath the Dirt podcast. I'm your host, Rollbone. Thank you for tuning in. We are at episode 59 of the Beneath the Dirt podcast. This time of year, it's pretty fucking slow for news. This weekend, I hit Ala Zulilu's AXEmas Christmas show. Everybody released their Spotify numbers. And then we got a little bit of new music this week, but other than that, not much. Let's get into some new music. We got Scum. He dropped a new track featuring Blaze Dead Homie and Roz Dilliams. This song is called What Is Dead May Never Die. I peeped the track. Not a big Scum fan myself, but I checked it out for the Blaze Dead Homie feature. Roz Dilliams is all right. He's one of them kind of SoundCloud rappers, if you will. Dude's been around for a mad long time, though. Blaze Dead Homie killed this track. I fuck with the beat. The hook is actually pretty good, especially for a Scum track, in my opinion. Like I said, not a huge Scum fan. Blaze killed it on this track. Main reason why I even peeped it. Didn't know it was even coming out. I follow Scum on socials. I just saw that it was released. Had no idea that it was coming out. But not a bad track. Overall, Roz Dilliams did a pretty decent job. But go check that shit out. Scum featuring Blaze, Roz Dilliams. And then we got another brand new single from Twiztid featuring Hyro the Hero. If that's how you say it. Not quite sure. Unfamiliar with dude's music. But Twiztid continuing their releases of singles. You know, we got Carve Your Face, Hungry Like the Wolf with MSI. I can't remember the other song that they released, but we got this one, Follow Me. And if they would have just not had the feature on it, would have been a better song. I thought the feature was lacking. I don't know. I didn't really, wasn't really feeling dude's voice. Hook was dope. Beat was banging. Jamie and Monoxide both killed that shit. So that's out there. They announced next single dropping, I believe, next month. They got a whole bunch of singles. I know they're staying in the studio recording. We got Riders dropping next month. These dudes are just staying busy in the fucking studio. Dope to see. I really hope we're working on that Venomous 5. I want that Venomous 5 project. I really hope they're working on that. ROC, he just put out some shit. They're teasing that Lex the Hexmaster's going to have a big year next year. Boondocks saying he's going to put out a lot of shit next year, even though he already put out a bunch of shit this year. MNE staying busy. Twiztid with their new single, Follow Me. Not a bad track overall. I could have done without the feature. Is what it is, I suppose. And then we got not a new song from Young Wicked, but he did take to Instagram the other day to post a clip of him in the studio previewing a new track that he has coming out. He's going to be dropping an EP. He has a EP produced by the dude that did Jelly Roll's last shit, some shit like that. It goes by Scattered Brains. So I thought the preview sounded fucking dope. Y'all know how I feel about Young Wicked. Young Wicked is that dude to me. I think he's the best in this wicked shit, wicked underground scene. Rival with Ala Zulilu. You know, Young Wicked doesn't really always spit the young wicked shit rather. But dude is fucking dope as hell to me. He spits that real life shit, you know? Shit you could really relate to. The preview that he had up in the studio was dope as fuck to me. Kind of sounded like it had some auto-tune in it. I'm fucking with it. Love Young Wicked. I've been waiting for that Young Wicked mixtape volume 2 to drop for a fucking minute. So hyped to hear that he's got an EP dropping, and then he's going to be dropping the mixtape. So whatever it fucking takes to get new Young Wicked music, just get it to us. It's been too long since the return of the prodigal son. Um, they did drop Muerte last year. Axe Murder Boys. It was a good album, but I fuck with Young Wicked more as a solo artist than I do when he's with Bones Dub in Axe Murder Boys. Is what it is. Looking forward to new Young Wicked. Got that new Twiztid, new Scum with Blaze Dare Homie and Roz Dilliams. And this past weekend, Saturday night, December 7th at the Middle East in Cambridge, was the AXEmas show by Allah Zuli Lou. You had Problematic, Jimmy Carter, Mad Max opening up. And this was a dope-ass show. I had a lot of fun at this fucking show. It was a late start to a show. Doors didn't open till 10:30, which I don't think I've ever been to a show that opened up that late. Whatever. Headed out. I live about an hour from Cambridge, Boston area. So left the crib around 9:30. Got to Cambridge. Walked right in to the Middle East. Went right up to the merch booth. I was hoping they were going to have Forever Faces on sale. I was going to pick one of those up. I want a fucking Forever Face. Those things are so dope. Wish I picked one up at the AMB Axe show earlier this year that I went to, but I fucking was lacking on it. Didn't pick it up. Regret it still. And they didn't have any masks for sale at this show. It was disappointing, but they had a bunch of ill shirts for sale. Beanies, records, all that shit. And I got to the venue probably 11:15. And I believe it was Jimmy Carter was on stage. He was all right. You know, all the opening acts were actually pretty good. I know I shit on opening acts all the time, but this was dope because it was only 3 opening acts and then a la Zuli Lou. So you didn't have to sit there for fucking 3 hours waiting for what you really wanted to see. Jimmy Carter was pretty decent. Wasn't bad. Up next was Mad Max. I've been fucking with Mad Max since like Sick Hop back in the fucking 7 Seal Entertainment days. Mad Max is the shit. He killed it. It was one track that he played. It wasn't his last song, but it was the one right before it. That shit was banging. I don't know what release that's from, but that shit was dope. Had my head bobbing to that one. Mad Max is the shit. And then up next was Problematic. Put on a fucking good show. Had my head bobbing to that shit as well. He brought up Mad Max on stage at one point. Brought up his whole crew at the end. Pretty dope shit. The opening acts weren't bad. I like to complain about opening acts being shitty, what have you. But 3 opening acts before a la Zuli Lou weren't bad. I fuck with Mad Max, like I said. Not familiar with Jimmy Carter. Problematics. Sounds pretty good. Never heard his shit on CD or anything like that. Only live. But then you got a la Zuli Lou. And they took the stage around, I want to say 12:30. So it was pretty quick. Got there quarter of 11. Jimmy Carter did his thing, Mad Max, then Problematic. About an hour and a half later, a la Zuli Lou hits the stage. And if you follow them on social medias, you know that they were talking about Forever Face 2.1. They're going to be revealing the new mask at this show. Really fucking dope. I grabbed a couple live shots. I got some video footage up on my Instagram, up on YouTube. I went live on Instagram. But as you can see right here, Lee Carver, Billy Obey, Forever Face 2.1. These new masks are fucking dope. It's kind of like a mixture of the first Forever Faces that they were rocking during like the Psycho era and the Forever Face that they were rocking for the Almighty. It's kind of a mix between them, but more evil looking. It actually kind of reminds me of Clown from Slipknot during the Iowa era. Really dope. I fuck with these masks. These dudes put on a fucking awesome show. As soon as these dudes hit the stage, it's fucking on. You know a la Zuli Lou It's just straight wicked shit, hardcore. The beats are so fucking dope. Their stage presence is so fucking dope. Their energy on stage is so fucking dope. Love the shit. I'm in the fucking pit, moshing all night, screaming my ass off. My voice still kind of fucked up from the show. Screaming, singing along to all the words. A la Zululu, man. These dudes are the fucking truth. You know, I said earlier, Young Wicked's the best in the underground. But the best doing the wicked shit right now is A la Zululu, without fucking question. They're the best doing straight, pure, wicked shit, horrorcore, call it what the fuck you want it. These dudes are so fucking dope. So dope. They rap their asses off. Their production's on point. Stage show is so fucking sick. The gimmick, you know, they got like the Leatherface gimmick. It fucking works. So dope. Love these dudes. Forever Face, right here. A la Zululu took to the social medias to post the Forever Face mask up close. Look how fucking dope that new mask is. So dope. And y'all, I was up on Twitter last week questioning, are they going to do like what Slipknot does, change up their masks with every new album cycle? And it looks like they're gearing up. You know, this is the next incarnation of the Forever Face. Whatever album they got coming next, I'm sure they'll fucking get that new Forever Face design down and ready to go for the next album cycle. Definitely looking forward to new A la Zululu. Drop that Venomous 5 with Twiztid. I hope it's in the works. Monoxide said it's in the works. I believe Lee Carver said it was in the works. So definitely looking forward to that. But these dudes put on an amazing fucking show. So dope. Seeing them live gives me the feeling that I felt when I first started going to ICP and Twiztid concerts fucking 20 years ago. I think I said a couple months back when I saw ICP live, saw Twiztid live during their Halloween runs, that the shows were good, but like I just don't get that amped up like I used to. Like I don't get that hyped up at ICP shows, Twiztid shows like I used to. It's probably just me. I mean, I know it's me, but like I said, A la Zululu, they give me that feeling. I've seen them 3 times in the last 2 years. I feel like I gotta slow down seeing these dudes live before I get kind of used to seeing them live. But dude, the feeling that these guys give me when I see them live, I get so fucking amped up. These dudes are the fucking truth. Best in the wicked shit doing it right now. A la Zululu. If you ain't seen them live, or if you haven't even heard the fucking music yet, you're kind of turned off by the gimmick. Do yourself a favor and check out A la Zululu. At least check them out live. Even if you don't dig the music, those dudes put on a fucking crazy, crazy ass show. Love it. And then last week, Spotify put out their yearly streaming numbers for all the artists, and everybody was posting their fucking Spotify numbers. Do Spotify numbers even really matter? I don't know. I know streaming pays fucking like a percentage, like a penny, like a percentage of a penny per stream. I don't know how it really works, but it is pretty dope seeing all these people getting all these fucking streams. Let's start out with some strange music. We got Tech Nine. He posted his streams. 217 million streams on Spotify. 10 million listeners. That's a lot of fucking streams. A lot of listeners. And then you got the Tech Nine collabos, which is still Tech Nine. I don't know why they separate it. Coming in at 32 million streams. So add that to the, 217 million streams. You got what? 250 million? roughly, give or take a couple million. That's a lot of fucking streams. I see a lot of mainstream artists. Those are the kind of numbers that they're putting up. Tech Nine to me is like a major indie. Strange is a major indie label, if that makes sense. He dabbles. He's got shit with Lil Wayne, B.O.B., T-Pain, all that shit. But dope to see Tech Nine putting up those kind of fucking numbers. And then we got Mayday putting up $11 million, 1 million streams rather, not dollars. I'm sure they would appreciate $1 million. And 1 million listeners. Not a big Mayday fan myself, but I figure I'm taking all the Spotify numbers, showing them off during the episode. And then we got UBI coming in with 1.5 million streams, 126,000 listeners. UBI put out his album earlier this year, so I'm sure that's where a lot of his streams came from this year. Not sure if he has any other solo shit up on streaming. 1.5 million ain't bad, but I'm going to bring up that point later on. And then we got ICP, Psychopathic Records. ICP coming in with 41.5 million streams, 2.3 million listeners up on Spotify. This is just Spotify. You got Apple Music, Tidal, Google Music, Amazon Prime, all that shit. YouTube. They don't even count those streams. But ICP coming in with 41.5 million. Kind of surprising to me, to be honest. I didn't really think that many people were listening to ICP. I know a lot of people listen to ICP, don't get me wrong, but that's a lot of fucking streams. 41.5 million just on Spotify. That caught me by surprise. I thought that number would be lower or I thought it'd probably be half of that, to be honest. But 41.5 million. Shout out to fucking ICP for that. And then you got Ouija Mac. Is he on Psychopathic? Is he not? I don't know. He rocks the fucking hatchet, man. He's affiliated. He came in with 1.9 million streams, 97,000 listeners. He dropped a couple projects this past year. Late last year, December, I believe, he dropped Water Damage. And then middle of this year, he dropped Resistance Walk to Wasteland. So all those streams counted. I'm pretty sure nothing in December last year counted. Same as this year. If you release something in December, to me, that just gets carried over into the next year. Same with like top albums. Like when I do my top album countdown later on this month, early next year, whenever I decide to do it, I might have an album or two that dropped last December, because if you drop something December 20th, I need more than 10 fucking days to decide if it's going to make album of the year list or not. But get back to the point. I'm pretty sure, Resistance Walk to Wasteland streams counted, and then the water Damage streams counted for that. So Ouija coming in at 1.9 million. Pretty dope. Not bad for Ouija. He's on the come up right now. I fuck with Ouija's music. He's one of the iller dudes doing it in the wicked shit. He just needs to be more consistent with the quality of music that he's putting out. Can't keep having these songs fluctuate in volume, vocals being way too fucking loud and then way too soft from one track to the next. Lock down a solid engineer. But I digress. Let's get into some Suburban Noise. Cottonmouth Kings coming in at 11.4 million. Again, this is surprising to me. These dudes have been pretty fucking stagnant, dormant, whatever the fuck. Last few years, ever since Suburban Noise split up, they went and did their own thing. Daddy X took them, started their own label. 11.4 million, it's pretty fucking dope. They did drop Kingdom Come 2018. But I'm sure a lot of people are listening to the Raw Highness, Rolling Stone shit, that early to mid 2000s Cottonmouth Kings reliving fucking moments in their fucking past. And then you got King Spade clocking in at 660,000 streams, 81,000 listeners. Not bad. They only have 2 albums that they've ever released. And they haven't dropped a fucking album in 10, 11 years. Some shit like that. And they've only released 1 new song since they reunited a couple years back. Not bad. 660,000 streams from King Spade, D-Lo, Johnny Richter. And then we got Chucky Chuck. He dropped his new album, Chuck Henchlord, earlier this year, coming in 110,000, 9,500 listeners. That Henchlord album's fucking dope. Production on there, pretty sure done by Eddie Ruxpin the entire way through. I fuck with that Henchlord album. Chucky Chuck's the shit. And that's dope to see him putting up numbers like that, 110,000. It was his first fucking solo album that he's ever put out. So shout out to Chucky for that. Pretty dope. Then let's get into some Magic Ninja shit. Twiztid has not released their Spotify numbers as of this recording. I'm recording this Monday morning, December 9th. And I'm going to be releasing this podcast as soon as I'm done recording this shit, editing it up, all that shit. But as of December 9th, 8 a.m., they have not released their Spotify numbers. Why? If I had to guess, they just don't give a shit, to be quite honest. But let's get into some M&E numbers. We got Young Wicked up first, coming in at 2.3 million with 278,000 listeners. This dude did not drop an album this year. He dropped a couple singles. Other than that, no album, just a couple singles. And he's got 2.3 million. More streams than Ouija Mac. More streams than UBI of Cess Crew. And both them dudes dropped projects this year. This dude dropped nothing other than a couple singles, clocking in at 2.3 million. That's fucking dope. I feel like Young Wicked's on the rise. He can be that dude. If he gets that right push, he can be that next dude in the underground. I'm talking general underground. Same kind of feel as like Ritz, Jelly Roll, Tech Nine, that kind of shit. Not strictly just Wicked shit. If he gets that right push, puts out the right kind of music, he can be that next dude in the underground. So 2.3 million from Young Wicked. That's a dope look. Axe Murder Boys, 1.7 million. Again, dope. They didn't put out an album this year. Muerte was last year. People are still going back, listening to the AMB shit. More streams than UBI. Again, who put out a project this year. So it just goes to show, if these streaming numbers do matter, and if they're real, I don't know how accurate they are on Spotify's end, but I'll take their word for it that they're pretty accurate. A and B doing their thing as well. A little less than Young Wicked. Young Wicked, he's got the look, he's got the sound. I think if you push Young Wicked more than you push A and B, you're going to get somewhere with that. So that's pretty dope. And then we got A La Zulilu. They dropped Almighty last year, August last year, I believe. And then they dropped Church Azul this year, coming in at 809,000 streams, 37,000 listeners. Not bad. These dudes are on the come up. I feel like people are still sleeping on these dudes like fucking crazy. And I think a large part of it has to do with the whole M&E psychopathic thing. But if you could just push that shit to the side and just look at it like on a neutral ground, A La Zulilu are the fucking next things in the Wicked shit. They're the best things in the Wicked shit right now. So if you could just look at it without taking the fucking any side and just listen to the music, take it for what it is. These dudes are the fucking truth. They're still on the come up. I still feel like they were still kind of relatively unknown when they were signed with M&E. Signing with M&E, I'm sure gave them a nice little boost. But I expect to see those numbers go up next year for A La Zuli Lou. And then we got Gmo Ski coming in at 1.1 million. I don't think he dropped the project this year. I'm pretty sure Charlie and the Filth Factory was last year. So to see him put up over 1 million streams on Spotify this year, not bad, considering he didn't drop any fucking album this year. Looking forward to see what he has coming up. I don't know if anybody caught this, but on Black Friday, forgot to talk about this last podcast, but Gmo went up on Facebook and said, I ain't got no merch drop today. And remember this day, kind of insinuating like, where's the love for Gmo coming from the label? That's how I took it. Is M&E not fucking with Gmo anymore? I mean, he's going to be on that Riders project. We heard him on the single. So I don't know. But it was kind of weird that he didn't get any merch drop on Black Friday. I don't think ROC got a merch drop on Black Friday. Not sure if AMB or Young Wicked got merch drops. I know A La Zuli Lou did. Boondocks Blaze, Twiztid. But Gmo did not. He pointed that out on his Facebook. And he said to keep that in mind. Keep it in mind for what? Not sure. But he clocks in at 1.1 million streams for the year. And then we got myself. They don't count streams. I've produced 47 episodes, clocking in at 1.9 thousand minutes, which is kind of crazy. Top countries, USA, Canada. I just want to take the moment right here to thank everybody that listens to my podcast, tunes into my content every week, whether it be this show right here, CD collection videos, any of the random live streams that I do. If you just comment on Instagram, Twitter, you don't even listen to my show, it doesn't matter. If you fuck with any of my content I put out there at all, I just want to thank you for a fucking awesome year. This year, I'm steady gaining traction in this shit, and I'm steady learning on what to do, how to do it. It's a big learning process for me. Love this shit. I'm having fun doing it. I've been wanting to do this podcast for a couple years before I even started it. I had bought equipment like 3 years ago with the intent of starting a podcast. And it just sat there for like 2 years because I was just nervous to fucking do it. I was just scared to fail. And then at some point, I just said, fuck it, and just do it. I don't even know how to fucking properly mix audio. I don't know how to edit videos. I don't know what the fuck is what from what. But what I do know is music, and I know that I have a passion for it. I feel like I have good thoughts on this shit that I want people to hear. I like hearing other people's opinions, as long as you're not an asshole about it. But I just had to do it. Just put that fear aside and do it. You know? Am I at where I want to be at right now? Maybe not. But I'm only a year into this shit. And all the people that support me throughout this past year, little more than a year now since I've been doing this podcast, I appreciate the fuck out of you. Like I said, whether you tune into the show, check out the live streams, CD collection videos, you only fuck with me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anything. Doesn't matter. You're much appreciated. Every last follower, every last subscriber. Y'all are the fucking shit. I mean that. Love the support that I get from everybody. Love being embraced. And 2020, I'm just going to keep doing me. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Try to improve the show a little bit here and there. Make it a little bit fresher for everybody. Bring you some new content. Continue to have guests on here. It's been a little bit since I've had people on the show. Who do you want to see on the show? Now that I think about it, who do you want to see on the show? If you're listening, drop a comment. hit me up on any of my social medias. Instagram, Twitter @beneathdirt, Facebook.com/beneathdirt1, YouTube/beneathdirt. Comment on the video, whatever. Hit me up, who you want to see on the show. I'm going to have my usual guests on here. Mitch from the Murder Mayhem Show, Mike Sears from the Speaking Cloud Podcast, Shanzi, Joker's Gallery, Robbie from Twiztid History. I want to get him back on the show. That's dope seeing him getting posted up on Twiztid's Instagram now. He's catching love. So shout out to everybody that tunes into my content. It's much appreciated. And y'all are the fucking shit. And that's going to wrap it up for me this week. And yeah, until next time, I'm Rompone, the Beneath the Dirt Podcast. I'm out. Peace.